value out of me whatsoever today. Well, I'm just saying that as a general principle. But I mean, it's entertaining. Yeah.
Look,
I have so much free time in my life that I come here to piss you off just for the fun
I can
of it.
see many things around us in terms of our sociological behaviour which make no sense under the Darwinian worldview.
Like which one?
Sorry?
Like what?
Like the very fact that we're having this conversation, you're not benefiting in terms of your
Yes, I
survival,
am.
reproduction,
I am.
nor am I.
It clears my mind. It gets rid of bad thoughts,
Right?
and therefore I can guide myself better.
Right?
Maybe avoid danger or something.
Okay.
So communication is highly valuable to the survival of the species and individual.
Okay. So, why is it that human beings involve themselves in philosophical abstract thinking which doesn't help their survival and reproduction?
Because we
And
have
they
a-
actually start asking questions which can never be answered.
So
That's what philosophy is about.
Yeah, don't do philosophy. It's a waste of time. I mean, it's basic. I mean, most of philosophy.
That's the thing we
most
get
of
in front of
philosophy is just placeholding for when science catches up and
your
finds out actually how
question,
the thing
your main
works.
question is why do we ask questions?
No, my main question is, if the Darwinian worldview was true,
Well, you think it's false?
yeah, of course.
Oh well. Well, you don't think a
Why?
fish came into a monkey?
Remember, Darwinism says more than that.
Yeah, he went from a frog in between.
No. Darwinism says the whole tree of life and every single species that's alive today, of the billions,
Yeah.
came
Have you heard of me?
from one universal last common ancestor through natural selection and reproduction, right? Natural selection working on random mutations.
Clearly, yes.
If that was true,
He's talking about the
It is, yeah.
if that was true, then every single action of ours sociologically would reflect that, but it doesn't.
No.
Which shows it's false.
No, why? No, he didn't say anything about. He didn't say anything about sociology. You know nothing about bloody evolution.
What does that prove? In Galapagos, I'm guessing.
Darwin made no. One of Darwin's main things. I mean, and Darwin was wrong on one or two bits. Because, I mean, we've updated things since then.
We have Neil Darwin. Forget Darwin. We have Neil
Yeah.
Darwin.
But I mean, if you try and get the whole of sociology on the back of Darwin, but I mean, he was one of the people who was an anti-racist because he suddenly realised that other people make assumptions based on just basic survival.
Well, in
And
the Descent
eugenics
of
and
Man,
that kind of thing.
in the Descent of Man, he says the civilized races in the near future are going to wipe out the savage races.
Yes.
That doesn't sound very anti-racist to me.
No, but he realised the problem with it. That basically, basically, if people went with the entire sociology, that the bigger person will always kill the smaller person.
But
so
you do
on and so
know,
on.
my friend here, were you from Somalia?
Yeah,
My friend here,
Yeah,
according
nice
to
place.
Darwin, was the missing link between the white man and the apes. So you came through this man,
Yes.
this black man,
Yes.
and he is, according to even Ernst Haeckel, he is closer to the black apes. Sorry, the black
Yes.
man is closer to the apes than the white man is to the lowest type of human being.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Okay.
I am probably more related to him, particularly, than that guy. I mean, there is quite a good chance because of the way the way travel has happened through the world. That you can be. There are various tribes in Africa that have almost not spread out at all. The main thing is, yes, we all evolved from a common ancestor, but he's no closer to his common ancestor than I am, because
No,
that's it. Because they're a common ancestor.
Sir,
But do you know that? Do you know?
he is closer to the apes,
No.
according to the Darwinian worldview, than
No.
you are to the lowest human beings. Because
No.
look,
What is
No.
what you had is this,
What is the
sir. The reality is this. The reality is this.
No.
You had a lot. They climb in trees. We go to space. There's a clear difference.
You know the difference?
You had the lowest human beings, which were the blacks. Slowly going up, you had the Chinese and then the Asians. By Asians, we mean Chinese, and then
No,
going up.
no, yeah, but that
and
wasn't
then you had the
Darwin
whites.
anyway. Yes.
So what he basically was doing was, all Darwin was doing, he was justifying British genocide across the world. That's what he was doing.
No, and he specifically,
That's why he's at the back of the £10
he
note.
specifically said that is not true, and that should not be made as an assumption. You should really learn about bloody.
He said in the Descent of Man, I've read it, he said the civilized races, meaning you guys, are going to wipe us out in the future. He said that in the Descent of
You don't
Man.
understand the basics.
but it's got nothing to do with
is
genetic.
that the difference between ourselves and the gorilla is simply because the Homo sapiens learned how to make fire. Now, before you all start laughing, the reason they made fire and progress to the computer and all the other nonsense we have today, the reason they did that is because when they made fire, they could kill an animal and roast it on a pit, on a spit, and eat it, and then for the next 5 hours they didn't have to eat. Whereas the other apes have to spend all their time looking for food. We didn't. And instead of getting all this claptrap about Christianity and Muslim and Judaism, surely you know that Homo sapiens have been on this earth even 80,000 years, but even if it's a quarter of a million, there's an argument about that, even if it's 80,000 years, Judaism and Christianity and all this other rubbish only goes back 5,000 years. My question to you is, what on earth do you think the Homo sapiens were doing in the previous 75,000 years?
Good question, but first I want you to answer the initial question that we began with. How does the fairy tale of gorillas learning to start fires link him to
No,
because
Homo
make him the
sapiens.
missing links between the
Because
apes
I can do
and
a
the white
gene-
man?
I can do
Because
a
I don't want to
genetic
change the
test
topic
with him
before
on the Y
that.
chromosome
The reality is this:
and see how
we're
many
starting with a
generations we are
worldview.
apart.
We're starting
Easy.
with a worldview which assumes human beings are different, and therefore
Yeah,
natural
it could be thousands
selection
of generations.
weeds out the weakest. Okay, that's what we're starting with.
But
How
you
does
are-
your fairy tale
you are
lead
no
to this?
closer to an ape
Survival
than
of
I am.
fittest also applies to snakes,
Sir,
lions,
survival
Well,
of the
an ape
fittest
like-
makes no sense.
An ape-like descendant, yeah.
What does the fittest mean? It means those who survive. So what you're saying is the survival of those who survive.
It's not 6,000 years, mate. Don't even go there.
That's fine. What I'm saying
No,
is
we
natural
all came
selection
from
is a
apes.
tautology.
You are
when
an
you
ape.
and I have great grandchildren,
You are an ape, so am I.
you're going to
I mean,
find
we
they're
are,
going to
we are,
die
you
of
know, we are
starvation.
classified. We are
Just like
classified
they
as
did in
apes.
the Ukraine and parts of Africa.
It doesn't
in
matter.
the
You are an
recent
ape. You could charge another one.
Because of the
Yes.
world population,
Yes. So
unlike
we
the
are
population of
we are
gorillas and
classified as an ape.
chimpanzees, you will
We are a
find
type of ape.
that
According to you.
Therefore,
your
no, according to
great-grandchildren-
Hang on, how can we
Well,
listen
no,
to all these
we
conversations going on?
I'm over
Well,
to
who? Will we?
I mean, if you want to talk, get a stall.
No, he's an intellectual ape. He's an intellectual ape.
Yeah, he's
We either listen to
he's
one
got
guy
A
or
levels.
no.
Look, hasn't he? This man's
Look,
got A levels.
the reality
Yeah, but
is,
in
if the Darwinian
electronics.
worldview was true,
I haven't. He's
if
got
the
A levels.
Darwinian
You
worldview
may
was
not, other
true,
people have.
then the question is, when apes and chimpanzees and other primates are jumping through the trees, why are we discussing quantum mechanics over coffee? There's a clear difference between the Homo sapien and the other primates, and that's undeniable.
Yes, because we realised, well, we ended up with a bigger brain, which allowed us to adapt things.
Wait, hang on a second. Did we have bigger brains than the dinosaurs?
Of course they do. 2 years after
With the dolphin.
I think, well, are we talking relative or whatever?
In Scotland, they're called hires.
You said bigger, so we're assuming lateral size.
What?
You said bigger, so
Yeah,
I'm using
dinosaurs.
volume.
could have been, yeah.
Dinosaurs weren't doing space exploration.
No.
Not that I know of.
They can't
Maybe
be the
according
knobs
to
with
David
those
Icke.
silly little arms. Well, that was their problem. They had plenty of time to do it. We ended up doing...
Look, this is all fairy tales. You're saying we came from the chimpanzees, we came from
We
this.
didn't come
Where's
from
the
the
evidence for
chimpanzees.
this?
No, we
We-
didn't.
Okay, we have a common ancestor with them.
Yeah.
What's the evidence for this? You weren't around 7 million years ago. You're not
did-
that old.
Okay.
How do you believe
You get DNA out between an ape and us.
Gorilla,
And you get,
98%.
okay, you get myself, my
98%
brother.
DNA.
You get myself, my brother. You compare our DNA, it's really, really close. You compare myself and my first cousin, it's slightly further apart. You end up comparing me and him, we're even further apart. We then do other apes, other mammals. Try and look up phylogenetics. It's basically the
I
study
study
of how-
phylogenetics, but let me just start with what you just said. The 98% similarity between human and chimp genome is a myth, and I'll explain to you why. In 1975, King and Wilson, they put together an experiment, and what they basically did is this. They realized 1.3 billion letters in the human and the chimp genome did not match. So they deleted 2.4 billion letters, and they matched what was remaining. And they said it was 99%.
Before, yes, but
But sir, one second,
before DNA profiling. evolution properly happened.
Yes, exactly.
You're going way
Yes.
back.
So what
Try
what
and
they've
just
done now?
forget what somebody
No,
did
but sir,
30
let me
years
just
ago.
explain.
That was a
In
different world.
1975, they said it was 98%. In 2006. They have concluded, and this is according to the journal Science, they have concluded that we cannot make that comparison between two different species and say this is the percentage difference because of 5 ways the human and the chimp genome is different. And their conclusion in a paper in 2006 was that you cannot make a percentage difference between a human and a chimp genome. Therefore, the 98% from 1975 was a gross oversimplification. So if you're going to use phylogenetics, don't start off on a figure that's incorrect.
No, that's why. No, you've got to start with what happens today. You can't. With science, we progress. We don't go back.
So that's
We
why
don't- we
you're
don't look
referring
for
to an experiment in the
ancient text.
1970s, which is
Yes,
wrong.
the 70s was. I mean, that was about the same as 1,000 years of development in any other science.
And now they've concluded it's not 98%. They've said we cannot calculate a percentage difference.
In those days, you couldn't do an entire genetic profile of a human being, and you couldn't do an entire genetic profile of an ape.
So if you're going to use a figure, use a figure from
The
2006.
first time they even did a parental test for forensics to do a father-son comparison was about 1985. I mean, we are talking old science.
So
and
don't
things
use the
develop.
figure which is outdated.
I didn't use 98%.
Okay, that's fine.
Right, sorry. I mean, you pulled that figure out and then knocked it on the head, and then complained I said it, but you actually came up with that.
Okay, but sir,
So
what was your
we
point? What was
prove-
your point about the human and the chimp?
What I'm saying is we share, we can check on our genetic code and see how many variants there are. And by that you can find out roughly how many generations between you. You can either do it down the mother's mitochondrial DNA or through the father's Y
But sir,
chromosome.
there's a step you missed out. You're going to look at similarities, right?
No, you look at differences.
Okay, but
You
here's
look
the
at,
thing.
you look at how many times, because the whole of science and evolution is based on mistakes. I mean, if you were rebuilding a cell
No, but
from
sir,
scratch,
but
you
sir,
wouldn't
that-
build it
but
the way
sir,
it's done because it
sir,
makes mistakes.
Sir, the phylogenetic tree is based upon the assumption that similarities, therefore common ancestry. That's the fundamental assumption. But the problem is this.
Yes.
We know of many similarities which are not due to common descent. It's known as
Yes.
homoplasticity.
Yes,
So,
I do know that, yes.
the reality is, according to philosophers of biology, the phylogenetic tree can only give us a probabilistic framework. And within that probabilistic framework, there are assumptions. And there are problems such as the species problem, which we have 26 different definitions. So, all we have, all phylogenetics tells us, is probabilities based upon our assumptions which are disputable. That's all we have. It's not evidence.
We are
It's an
talking-
idea
well, if you- yeah.
which can give you an indication, but we cannot
But
use it
are
as
we
proof.
honestly comparing that to a 2,000-year-old book and going,
We're
let's
not.
just go
We're
back
not.
and see what the book
I didn't
says?
refer to the 2,000-year-old book. But the reality is this, sir. 3,000 years ago, in the Padma Purana, which is a Hindu text, it has the tree of life. It has everything that Darwin was speaking about in terms of the history of life. So if we're going to reject something because it's old, we should reject Darwinism, because
No, yes,
Darwinism is
but no,
3,000 years old.
Yeah, I have actually read the Bhagavad Gita and all those ones.
No, the Padma Purana.
Bhagavad Gita, I did have done that one as well. I read the whole
Make a point.
Sure,
So,
it's
let me
well
make
done.
a point. Yes, please.
And he only had one friend.
I read once that to believe in evolution, you have to believe that if a hurricane went through a scrapyard, after it passed into a fully built jumbo jet,
Well, that would be stupid. You wouldn't want to believe that.
The reality is it's worse than that, sir. And
that's what I mean.
Yeah. The reality is it's worse
So
than that.
to believe in evolution, you'd also have to believe that once a hurricane went through a scrapyard, you'd be left over
Yeah.
with a jumbo jet.
But sir,
Who told you that?
It's an illustration.
Yes, but it's a very, very, very bad illustration.
But sir, the reality is this. According to sir, let me.
You know what they say about opinions?
There's two different
Opinions
things
like
here.
arseholes. Everyone's got one and they all stink.
Sir, the reality is this. If I was to say to you, your jacket came together by chance, you would say that's ridiculous. Yet we're told today by people who are supposed to be intelligent that every single brain that made the jacket and every single human being came by an accident.
That's why I don't
No,
believe
no. Evolution has never said it happens by accident. That is something taught by people who
Okay, so
study.
I agree evolution happens, but the Darwinian history of life, which is the tree, if you're saying it's not an accident, Richard Dawkins in his book The God Delusion talks about the first cell and he calls it a stroke of luck.
Yes.
Yes,
That's different.
and we
That's
came through that
different.
stroke of luck. So we're all lucky to be alive.
Of course you're lucky to be alive.
So it
I
is
mean,
luck.
what percentage of...
You just said it's not an accident.
No, the chances that you are here means your great wasn't eaten by a tiger. His son wasn't eaten by a tiger. His son wasn't eaten by a tiger, and so on. When for generations, what 4 out of 5 kids will die before the age of 5. So you got one chance of 5, then you got one chance in 5 of that kid, one chance in 5 of that kid coming down. So the odds are absolutely enormous. But if you're saying you're the pinnacle of something, you're like somebody who's picked up a pack of cards. I mean, if you pick up a pack of cards, you go. The chances that you shuffle them, you come up with the order, and the chances of getting that order that has come up is billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions to 1. That if you actually shuffle the cards all your life, if everyone on this planet shuffled their cards from the beginning of time to now, we would not be repeating the same order of packs of cards.
Okay,
So
I
but
totally agree.
You are looking at the pack of cards at the end and going,
Sir,
isn't that
I
amazing?
totally agree. But what you said was a different way of saying what I already said. All you said is this, in layman's terms. If you have enough chances, you will get 6 dices with this number 6. That's essentially what you're doing. You're just referring to what's known as the anthropic principle. The reality is this. Even according to the proponents of Darwinism, you need that initial stroke of luck. Give us one miracle and we'll explain the rest. That's what you're essentially saying.
Yes.
Yes. All I wanted to do was to make sure that you realize that is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we agree.
Yeah. You give it. You.
Do you think you win? Do you think you win?
I mean, well, yes, because I mean, otherwise, I mean, if you're talking about evolution, yes, you give us one miracle with the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, evolution
we
does
agree.
not. You do realise evolution doesn't explain the Big Bang or anything like that.
Yeah, of course.
And it doesn't. It doesn't give you the first cell either. That's abiogenesis.
That's not abiogenesis.
Abiogenesis is the beginning of life. Evolution is everything that happens post moment.
Abiogenesis is a model to try and explain the first cell. It's a model. And also, according to some Darwinists, like Francis Crick, who's an atheist and evolutionary biologist, he thought abiogenesis couldn't do the job. He thought it was space rockets and aliens sent it down. This is in his book Life Itself.
No.
So they don't have a problem with
okay.
intelligent design as long as it's not God.
Right, no, there's always the theory that life started somewhere else. And you get, from every cave in the earth, life might have started somewhere else. So you've got the concept that life here might have started somewhere else, but it always started somewhere.
Right.
You know, I mean, it seems a bit unlikely that it came from somewhere else, but I mean, you know, it's one possibility. But we don't really have a problem about it.
Abiogenesis, I just wanted to make it clear, is just a model. It's not the answer. When Darwinists don't have an
abiogenesis
answer,
is
they give
not
a
a
label
model,
to a
it's a
mystery,
concept.
and then they say, there we go.
Abiogenesis is the formation of the first self-replicating.
It's not even a complete theory, you know that. It's not even complete. It's like 1 plus 2 plus x and x is undefined.
Yes, we haven't discovered it yet. But it is the formation of the first self-replicating thing.
No,
That's
sir,
what
there's 2 different things here. It's a guess, which is fine. If you say it's a
No,
guess,
it's not even a
don't say
guess.
we know, because abiogenesis no one understands.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are lots of different ways that people have looked at abiogenesis. Nobody knows.
That's fine.
Nobody Nobody knows. No religion knows. Nobody knows.
Well, we don't believe in abiogenesis anyway.
Yeah, well, that's
Because essentially what abiogenesis is from dead matter you get life. That's essentially what it is. From
Depends
inorganic matter you
It
get
depends.
organic matter.
Yes, well, we can do that.
That's like saying you get rationality from non-rationality. You get something from nothing.
You can get something from nothing. Where did God come from?
Well, if that was true, I wouldn't need to
Where
work.
did God come from?
I wouldn't need to work. I need to go now because it's prayer
You
time.
do your bit. Okay, right.
Have a great day.